Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do the beer stuff here. A little bit of 4 quarters up in this piece in the form of their Phaze. Yeah, 4 quarters. I know I've had a bunch of their beers. I'm pretty sure I reviewed at least 1 or 2 of them, but we get them down here in Jersey. They typically have a decently elevated price point. This one was all right. It was $16 for a 4-pack. So what is it? 6.5% hazy. I can get down with that. Let's see what's what. Phaze. India Pale Ale. It said, behold the P-Haze, P-Haze Phaze. The OG Hazy IPA from 4 quarters. First released back in January 2017. Soft and approachable, low bitterness, and loaded with aromas of peach, apricot, and passion fruit. Juicy and chuggable. Enjoy. Proudly crafted in Vermont. There's no date on this, but I did look it up because there's no date on it when I was at the place. I think this was canned in February. That puts this, we're in April, middle of April. So you do now, 2 months. Which we should be fine with, right? Give this a pour. See where we land. Label-wise, I like it. It caught my eye. I will put it that way. It's not graphically some amazing thing, but something about it. I was like, yeah, well, you know what it is? Black cans. Anytime you give me a black can, I'm just really drawn to it. So yeah, I can get down with it. And the beer, more importantly, looks the part. Hazy, maybe a skosh darker than what like typical S-tier haze lands for me. But definitely looks the part, that rich orange glow, a little bit softer on the edges. Finger and a half of just off white, super fluffy head. Hitting those marks on what a hazy should look like. Give it a whirl. Give it a huff. Ooh. Bright. Bright summer in glass. Pineapple. Nectarine, tangerine kind of vibes going in. Very, very much bright. They talk, a lot of places talk about passion fruit and beers, and they do that here. I don't really do that. They talk at peach and apricot, so the stone fruit thing is definitely a thing I would lean into and say they're correct on. But what this beer is more for me than anything else is summer in a glass. It smells bright, smells light, smells summery, and just smells like that kind of, it smells like it's going to have a nice creaminess to it, nice flavor. I know you can't smell that stuff. I'm just kind of guessing here. But also be drinkable. I don't think it's going to weigh heavy on the palate. And just be nice, organically fruity. I don't think you're going to get a big residual sweetness on this sucker. A pop of sweetness, maybe a touch of bittering, not crazy amount as they talk about in the can. And all that stone fruit, pineapple, a little bit of citrus vibes. And then let's finish dry. Let's finish quick. Let's dive in. Cheers. It's kind of exactly what I explained. I don't think that's really me making a major kind of guess correction here, because I think once you see this, what you smell it, you get the vibes what the beer is going to be. Yeah. Nice mouthfeel. Has a heft to it, but it doesn't come off heavy by any stretch of imagination. It's not even a full mouthfeel, but for its style and what it's giving to you, appropriate. And like I said, there's a pop of sweetness, maybe a little sweeter than I thought it was going to be. Finishes relatively, I don't want to say dry, but it's relatively attenuated beer. Probably the best way I put it, with a little bit of residual sugar. The real star of the show here, a little bit of bitterness too. It might be a little bit of carbonic acid, but it's not like heavy-handed, so it doesn't bother me. And then the fruit portion of the show. It is that all the apricot, all the stone fruit belong to us, with that little bit of pineapple on one side, that little bit of citrus on the other, kind of frame that stone fruit to be the star of the show here. Done and done. Is not going to be confused with super turbid, 6.5%, butternut squash soup, the spoon stands straight up in it kind of beer. That's not what this is going to get confused with, nor do I think they want to be that beer. I think this is just really well done, really chuggable, drinkable haze that leans heavily into stone fruit, which always kind of gets me a little bit of flutter in the hard pass, along with that appropriate mouthfeel that doesn't weigh heavy on the palate, so you can drink a couple of them if you choose to do so. Done and done. We are done. We are done. Let's get those reviews in. So yeah, I don't even know what else you want me to say other than this is one of the better 6.5% hazy IPAs I've had as late. Yeah. It is. Is it Mount Rushmore status? No, the ones that just do it a bit better than me, but a bit better for me, I should say. But yeah, it's very tasty stuff and worthy of being in the conversation. Value and availability, like I said, $16 off a shelf for something like this. Boutique brewery from up north. That's kind of a deal. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer. If you like drinkable haze that makes it expressive but not heavy on the palate, this will do you proper. So there you go. Reviewing the books. Hopefully you enjoyed. Massive Beers, you want to check me out in the social media stuff, Beer Massive, podcasting stuff. 4 Quarters. Have you been to the brewery? Have you had their beers? I know they have food. Is their food good? What's your favorite beer? Have you had this beer? All that fun stuff down there. Hopefully enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of lowerish ABV haze. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers, y'all.